Hi there, everybody. Yeah, just finally getting on here, and I wonder who's on here yet. And if anybody's going to come on today, as we just set it up yesterday. I think probably about 12 hours ago, or something like that. So, or 14 hours ago. So, not a lot of notice here. So we mightn't get a lot of viewers. And of course I've got my copy on, as I'm really needing my copy, and that should be nearly done. And the weather's pretty off here today, so I'll just get this other device and see who's come on and who's dropped me a message. And we might even go and have a walk down to the creek, because everybody likes to look at that. And then we'll get our canning underway, as I know Lisa of Yogi Hollow Farm is going live in about an hour and a half time. So I hope to have things finished before Lisa's live. It shouldn't take that long, hopefully, but we'll just see what happens. So I'll just get this up and see who's coming on. And it'll be interesting just to see who wants to see some canning. And of course I do need to get the angles and everything set up on this thing. It looks like I'm a bit out of frame, so we'll do that as well. And I do hope this thing performs properly, but you know, internet and a bit stormy and windy and been rain overnight and everything, it can make things pretty off for all of that. But anyways, that doesn't really matter. And yeah, we'll just see who's coming on, and then we're going to we'll just go and have a look down the creek, I think, because everybody likes to look at that while I just wait for this copy to finish, and it should be pretty close to being done fairly soon. So hopefully I'll be able to have my copy soon, because I'm certainly could do with that. But anyways, we'll just go and go down. We'll have a bit of a look down at the creek and see what there is to see. Yeah, just reading something interesting. On Facebook, somebody's dropped something interesting, and I just couldn't help myself to read that. Well, I should just leave that. And we're going to go down and just have a bit of a look at the creek while I wait for a few people to come on. So we'll just go for a walk down there, and then I'll get my coffee underway, and then hopefully I can get my canning underway. And hopefully you should find that all quite interesting. So we'll just flip the camera around and we'll go for a walk down there, because I know everybody loves the creek, so we'll go for a walk down there. And I better shut the door behind me because I've got the heating going. It's the wind's making things fairly cold. The temperature's not too bad. It's I don't know, about 52 or 53 degrees Fahrenheit. But with the high winds and that, there's a bit of a wind chill, and it's a southerly wind, so it's blowing up off the sea and blowing up from Antarctica or Tasmania or what have you, and it's pretty chilly with the wind chill. I'm just interested to see if the creek is flooded out or anything, but it doesn't look like it is. And I know everybody loves to see the creek, so that's why we come down here for a walk, and then we'll get on to our canning, cooking, whatever live stream. It's all a bit muddy down here. It's been flooded up here, I think. And of course some rain overnight again. We're in late fall here, and winter is just around the corner, and often winter sort of really starts in May here, and then generally it ends pretty early too. You know, it generally ends, you know, in August really, although officially it's supposed to end at the end of August. It's more, usually I find here, winter is done by about, you know, mid-August. Anyways, we'll go back up there and see if my coffee's done, and then we'll start getting underway just to do my canning. And I'll remind everybody of Yogi Hollow Farms, Lisa's channel, her live stream in about an hour and 20 minutes. And I hope I've got mine done by the time she's starting, but you know, if I haven't, I haven't, but hopefully I'll be done by the time she's ready to start. Well, I didn't think it was that warm in here, but it is definitely warmer in here than out there, especially since I've got the heaty going. So just see if we can get things sort of set up here, that we're in a nice sort of angle, and this wants to come down a bit. It's always a bit hard to get the right angle on these. And, you know, especially since I want to cook as well, so I sort of want to be all in frame. We'll just see if we're in frame, and just turn this off, and I'll get my coffee underway, and then we'll get ready just to start preparing. And yeah, I'm definitely wanting my coffee. I love my coffee too much to you know, to tell you the truth. But anyways, you know, that's what it is, so that's what it is. Oh yeah, Arielle-Viking. Yeah, you can tell I haven't had my coffee, can't you? dropping the teaspoon and everything. I'll just put this stove aside for now because I won't sort of want it just yet. And grab some milk out because I want that. And I'll see what I've missed. And if anybody has come on. I'm sort of dubious now if anybody's wanting to come on here, but I guess we'll just see what happens. And I definitely need some fake sugar in this, you know, me being such a sour old bitch. I definitely need sweetening up, and I shouldn't really have too much sugar, so I'll just go with the fake sugar in my coffee and whatnot, although I do often use real sugar for cooking. I mean, I should get some Splenda and do some of my normal recipes using Splenda. I know a lot of these are baking ones that I get, so I could probably use these just by directions. I don't know if you can use this equal for baking and cooking or not. I know a lot of the others. I know a lot of the fake sugars aren't really that good for cooking and baking. And yeah, don't get me started on that, oh, what's that stuff that everybody's selling or raving about? Supposedly natural sweetener, but it has an awful aftertaste. I've bought the stuff a couple of times and it's that expensive, and I was really disappointed with it. It didn't taste that sweet at all, and it left quite a sour, chemically sort of aftertaste. So stevia, that stuff. So yeah, I wouldn't waste my money on stevia. It's not good, to put it lightly. Anyways, cup of coffee here, so I'll be looking pretty good, and I can sort of just move a few things aside and start with everything. Oh, that's hot. But anyways, it is what it is, I guess. Just get everything out and we'll get ready just to start. I might just put that coffee pot aside because it'll be sort of in my way, so best just to move that aside for now. And I'm going to can some mandarins, so that should be interesting. I bought a big amount of them because they were on special, and they're about 45 cents a pound, so I bought a big heap of them, you know, just because of that. And I don't really much like oranges, but I love mandarins, so I buy them, and I do love them preserved or canned as well. So, you know, buying a good amount And then I'll can a good amount is all good, I think. Looking to see where I'll put my little knife. Oh, rattle, rattle, bang, bang. It's not really essential for this, but it would be useful. But if I can't find it, it doesn't really matter. And looking to see, I will want a chopstick just to force everything down into my jars. Oh dear, we are quiet today, aren't we? Mightn't be a very interesting subject for most of you, I guess. And just grabbing my jars, and I had previously washed and sterilised them, so that should be all good. But I am going to water bath these anyway, so it shouldn't really matter that much. And looking to see where I put that other jar I want. Because I'm definitely going to, with one bigger jar and one smaller jar, but I might even do both of these. And it probably won't be that interesting to watch me, because all it is basically me just peeling and segmenting these mandarins and taking out the odd seed as I see them. I see that there's the odd seed in these. You know, if you can get mandarins with less seeds, it's even better. Or the same process would work with oranges as well, or lemons, or whatever citrus you have. So we're just basically going to be peeling mandarins and segmenting them and putting them into jars. And then of course we'll make a sugar syrup and pour that over the top and put that in, and we should be ready then just to water bath. And some of these I'm noticing, that's why they were cheap, they've dried out a little bit, so canning could be quite a good process for these. Where there's any sort of excess sort of pith or white stuff, I'll just pull that off. And I'm just sort of splitting this up between a number of jars. This one's a bit of a drier one, so hopefully I can get some better ones that are a bit more juicy and a bit more flavoursome. But if I can buy fruit cheap like this, I'll certainly will take advantage of it. Well, this one looks nice. I'm just going to pop a piece in and taste it. Yeah, that's a nice juicy one, so that's a lot better. So of course just segmenting these up, and I have my chopsticks here just to give things a bit of a poke and get them just to fall down into the jars a little bit so that I don't have too many air gaps or water gaps. Just so that I get more fruit and more mandarins into my jars. So if you've got somebody here watching, please do say hello, and that would be much, much, much appreciated. And please don't forget to smash the thumbs up, as I certainly need more of those. Oh, Uncle Al, hi there, Uncle Al. Great to see you. Thanks so much for coming on. And today I'm just doing some canning of some mandarins. I bought mandarins cheap. They were on special. And of course more than what I can eat in a couple of days or a few days or what have you. So I'm canning some up. And I love canned fruit and canned mandarins. So I always like to take advantage of some specials like that. So you know, just to can them and put them aside in my preps box. And of course, you know, for my viewers who are worried about food security, which we all should be, I think this is a really, really great tip and idea, just to, if you can get something cheap or if you grow something in abundance, just to can it up so that you don't lose it and don't waste it. And I will water bath this, so it should be nicely shelf stable, that I don't have to keep it cold in the refrigerator. And I know it's pretty hard to get good canning jars and the like, so it should be interesting for you all. Me just using reused jars that I save when I buy jams or pickles or what have you. I actually will wash the jars and save them and reuse them. And of course, when you think about it, all these jars generally have been either water bathed or pressure canned, depending on what's in them in the factory. And I'm just sort of splitting the different segments up between jars, just so you know, each jar is going to taste pretty much the same. And I have here a chopstick, and I'm just sort of pushing the fruit down every so often, just so that I don't have too many gaps and I get a good amount of fruit in my jars. And I started off with about 3 or 4 pounds of mandarins, so definitely to do 3 jars like this, you're probably going to want, you know, probably 2 or 3 pounds of mandarins. I mean, of course, if you don't have quite that many, you'll just have more syrup, I guess. Oh, this is a dry old mandarin. Probably no wonder they were cheap, but they'll can up all right. And of course, the syrup should really rejuvenate them, I guess you could say. Mm. Okay, there's aquatics and exotics. Hi there. We have mandarins and I'm just canning up. Oh, Grace and Fire. Hi there, great to see you. I'm canning up a heap of mandarins here. I've got cheap and, you know, there'd be no way that I could eat them all before they were past their best. So I always like to can that sort of thing up and put them aside. Oh yes, I'm not too bad, thanks. And yeah, this particular one is a dry old mandarin. I've sort of got a few that are a bit like that and aren't really that brilliant. But anyways, they've dried out a bit. I think that's why the supermarket had them cheap. But once I've got a bit of syrup around them, that should rehydrate them just nicely. But yeah, it's been a bit stormy here, and we went down to the creek earlier for a look. Very windy outside at the moment. I should bring up and just see what the temperature is. So yeah, we're looking at 50 degrees at the moment and feels like 45. Wind speed is 20 miles per hour. So it's not as windy as it was earlier. We were looking at about 30 or 40 miles per hour wind speeds earlier. So it was pretty funny. Oh, Slingshot Warrior. Hi there, Slingshot. Great to see you as well. I've got some mandarins here, so I'm just going to can some up. And of course just got a chopstick here just to push it down every so often into my jars. And I'll remind everybody, in an hour's time, Lisa of Yogi Hollow Farm is going live. Hopefully I'll have everything done by then, but if I don't, I sort of would be nearly finished. Oh, you've never canned Mandarin Oranges before? Yeah, there was a heap cheap, so I bought them cheap at the supermarket. They were on special. I don't really like your normal oranges because I find them fairly sour here. Although if somebody had some homegrown oranges that they'd grown themselves, that's a whole different story, and they're really quite delicious if they're homegrown. I think the growers pick them far too green and try and artificially ripen them, I think, with oranges and the like here, and doesn't sort of work very well with oranges, I feel. Oh, Kelly, great to see you, and thanks so much for coming in. Yeah, these days the way things are, Grace and Fire, I think we've got to do that. If we can get things cheap or a deal on them, even if we don't grow them, I think we should can them and, you know, just put them aside that we've got some food on hand. And especially, you know, how all the prices are these days. And yeah, it's going to end up that these jars I've put away about 3 to 4 pounds of mandarins. I bought mandarins. They were about 45 cents a pound, so I sort of couldn't pass that special up. Oh, well, that sounds interesting, Slingshot, yeah. So we should have a good amount there, or enough, I think, and I've got a couple here to eat, so that's all good for me here. I'm going to just get my stove over and we'll make the brine. And of course got my coffee here. I'm definitely needing a coffee, so it's always good to have that. So I'll put those couple into the fridge because they'll be just good for later. And we're going to make a brine, and if I can get some cheap, next time I'm at the shops, I'll actually make some marmalade as well. Or, you know, citrus jelly, I guess you could call it. And of course I do enjoy marmalade, or especially homemade marmalade, so that's always a good way to use up fruits and the like, is jams and jellies and that sort of thing. And a good way just to put food aside as well, and you know, you make your own homemade bread and have some homemade jam on that, and that's all good. And I'm just thinking, how much will I need? I might sort of want about a quart, I think, so yeah, with all that fruit, that should a quart should be about enough, or it'll work out being a bit over a quart. So I'm just going to put this onto some heat to melt or dissolve my sugar, of course, and I use filtered water for this. So we'll get a quart. And I'm going to put that on. And I'm not really going to worry that much about boiling the syrup because I'm going to water bath things. So hopefully that should be all good there. And just looking here for my other measure. And I'll get out my sugar, and I'm just thinking how much sugar I'll put into that. I'll probably give it a good amount, I think. Maybe 1 or 2 cups of sugar. Oh, awesome canning. Thank you. Oh, that's really great news, Slingshot. Yeah, I think I might just give it 2 cups of sugar just to make it nice and sweet. As I always say, I'm a sour old bitch and I need sweetening up. So, this engagement lever doesn't want to stay down. So I'm going to give it about 2 cups of sugar, and I've just got some plain white sugar. And this stuff's gone up in price too. A packet like this, £2, used to be $1 or even about 95 cents, and it's now at $1.50. So yeah, need I say more about all the price rises? So I'm just going to pour out a couple of cups of this. Yeah, prices are absolutely insane, aren't they? Everywhere is having the same problem. Mm. 2 cups does seem like a lot of sugar, doesn't it? What do you think? 1 cup or 2 cups? What would you advise? I might just go with 2 cups. I mean, I could always, put it with something else if it's rather too sweet when I'm eating it. Oh yes, why you're excited to get into your garden. And I hope you all have a very good growing season there. Certainly will help things out if you can grow your own food. And I did see something that's going on here, and sort of sounds quite concerning if that's the case. But it's looking like the government here is able to send their officers onto private farms and gardens and whatnot, and confiscate people's plants or animals under biosecurity. Under the excuse of biosecurity, I should say. So yeah, that's interesting. And I don't mean interesting in a good way either. And it just doesn't really surprise me. The stuff that goes on here in this country is pretty awful. And I have here some rock salt, sea salt, all natural salt, not iodised or anything, and I'm just going to add half a teaspoon of that. And I just like a bit of salt, a very little bit of salt when I'm canning fruits as well as vegetables. I just think the salt brings out the sweetness a bit more as well. An Asian trick learned from living in Southeast Asia. But I'm not really aiming to get this to boil. I don't want it to be too hot into my jars. I just really want to dissolve my sugar in the like. I might just have a taste test of that and just see how sweet it actually is. Do I need some more or not? I mean, I've got the sugar, so I can always add some more if I think I need it. If in doubt, go by taste, I guess. Actually, that's pretty good. You know, it will account for the, you know, some of the fruit being a little bit more sour and whatnot, so I don't think I need to add any more sugar. So I'm pretty happy with that. And my sugar's pretty well dissolved. Oh yes, Grace and Fire, this weekend you put your tomatoes into the garden. That sounds great. But you'll have a busy weekend. And I hope I've got enough syrup made up. If I don't, I could always just add some filtered water on top. Just put this aside for now, and of course that stove is hot. And I'm just going to get my funnel, just so I don't make too much of a mess. And if there's any of this syrup left over, I'll actually put it into an empty jar and keep it in my refrigerator, and next time I'm canning I'll be using it, because whenever I get some specials of vegetables and fruits, I'm going to can them. Which, you know, the way things are these days. Oh, this is heavy. Oh, and don't pour too much into your funnel. You're going to laugh at this, I'm making a mess. Oh, I'm going to have to get a cloth. Arielle blur. Arielle definitely blur. The pan was really too heavy for me, that's the trouble. I'm making a sticky mess. I'm sure that's what you come and watch my videos for, these blur moments. Oh yes, I'm fine. No, I haven't got any on me. I'm just making a mess. That's all that's happening, just making a mess. I'll just pour some of this out. I mean, I've got a mess here now, so it doesn't really matter anymore. I need a better funnel really for canning. You know, one of those real wide mouth funnels. So now I've just got to put a bit more into these. Because I want about half an inch to an inch of head spades. And of course, you know, I've never done canning on camera. So, you know, those things always happen when you're on camera. And I'll just find another jar. I've got one here that I haven't boiled the label off yet, but it'll be just ideal just to put my syrup in, and I'll just keep that in the fridge. And of course we'll have a bit of a tidy up here. And clean up some of the sticky mess that I've made. Definitely clean up some of the sticky mess that I've made. It's good to have sugar syrup on the carpet too. That'll bring ants and all sorts of lovely creatures. So I'll have some fun trying to get that clean. And of course I cold pickled some pickled onions here a couple of days ago, so I've just got these sitting in my refrigerator, and I want them to sit about a week before I eat them. And cold pickled, so I do have to keep them in my refrigerator. If I wanted some for long term, I would hot pickle. Oh, thank you, Kaylis. That's really, really appreciated. Wow. And hello, and a big hello. And great to see you, Kaylis. We're just having a bit of a tidy up here because I made a sticky mess by overfilling the jars with the sticky syrup that I've made. Which means that I'm going to have to oh, I'm really having a bad day, aren't I? Which means I'm going to have to wipe the lids or the tops of the jars. Because I was hoping not to contaminate them so that things would seal, but I've sort of, you know, fixed that up real good now, so it means I'm going to have to wipe things off, but well, you know, it is what it is. Oh, thank you so much, Bob, for running that. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that. Thank you. So now hopefully I can move on to the next step, and I'll remind everybody of Yogi Hollow's live, Lisa's live in about 40 minutes. And I hope I can sort of have things sort of done by the time Lisa's ready to start. So I'm just going to wipe the tops of these jars actually, and I'm glad I had that lid on that coffee cup actually, that I didn't sort of lose my coffee everywhere. So I have here a little bit of apple cider vinegar left, so that should be just the thing. I like to wipe the jars with vinegar anyways. There's a mandarin seed popped up there, so quick grab that. But I'll just going to poke things down here a little bit. More just to get rid of any bubbles that might be sort of sitting in the jars. If you want to see a real expert on canning, there's a couple of good channels who I follow who are real experts on canning. We have Rebel Canners, and of course another expert, she really knows a lot, is Peggy Page from Page Family Homestead, Our Journey Back. So, you know, if you follow Peggy and follow Tammy of Rebel Canners. So Peggy of Page Family Homestead and Tammy of Rebel Canners, you'll get a lot of great canning tips and how-tos from both of those channels. So I'll just get my tissue, and I'm just going to pour a bit of apple cider vinegar onto those and wipe around the tops of the jars just to get rid of any sugars or, you know, oils or what have you, just to make sure things are clean and they'll seal. I had previously boiled my lids, so that should be all good there. So I'm going to put those on about finger tight. And of course, reusing jars and jars that I've bought. You know, bought pickles in and jams and goodness knows what. Because our ball jars have got very expensive here and very difficult to get. So I think it's valuable just to show people that you can actually can in your commercial jars. They may not be as good and they may not last as long as, you know, your Ball brand mason jars and the like. And we'll get things set up here just so that we can water bath and get that step done. So just getting my stove back again, and I have here a large pot that I use. I don't sort of have all the equipment, so I've just sort of put together bits and pieces that will work. So I'll get this back again. And I have here, it's a large stainless steel pot. And I don't have a grate to go in the bottom, so I've just got some like wire, and I've actually made my own grate just to sit in the bottom of this, because it's important to keep your jars off the bottom when you're canning them, just so that they don't get too hot on the bottom and crack your jars. This is sitting up a bit high actually, so I'll actually adjust it down a little bit. As I don't want it sitting up quite so high. I used to use a plate, but I found the plate sort of holding it off wasn't really that brilliant, so I just thought I better to make a bit of a grate with some wire that I had, so that's what I've done. So I'm just sort of bending this up a bit just to get it to fit. And that hopefully it sits down a bit, because I want the water to go up over the top of my jars if possible. Oh yes, that's a lot better. And I mean, the main aim is just that your jars don't sit directly on the bottom of your pan or your pot, because you don't want the heat transfer up directly onto the glass of your jar. And of course, you know, all your canning supplies here are that expensive in this country, so we've sort of got to save money where we can. So now basically just getting some water and pouring it in. And because the jars are now warm, because I used warm water, I'm just going to use warm water into here as well. And of course I'm making a bloody mess again. This thing's not really the best for pouring water with. I might get my saucepan. At least this is only water and not sugar syrup this time. So we've got a good amount of water there. We're pretty much over the tops of the jars, so we'll just get things on and boiling. And looking to see where's my lid for my pot, just so that it comes up to the boil quicker. If I was not wanting it, there it would be. But when I want it, it's never to be found. Funny how that is. Oh, Hugo Homestead. Hi there, Hugo. Great to see you. And yeah, we've had a few disasters when, you know, of course when I'm doing it on camera, I overfilled the jars and had sticky syrup going everywhere and all of that. It sort of keeps things interesting. I'm now splashing water everywhere when I was filling my pot up, but that is what it is. And I'm going to get myself another cup of coffee and then see who we've got coming on. And I've canning up some mandarins. And yeah, I'll just get another copy here on the go and I'll show you what I've canned or what I'm canning. And looking to see where I'll put my lid for this pot. If I didn't want it, the lid would be sitting right in front of me. But of course, you know, when I want the lid, it's gone. It's funny how that is. Does anybody else have the same problem? When you're doing something, what you want isn't found, but as soon as you're finished or you're not thinking of doing what you're doing or it's not needed, there the thing is that you're using right in front of you. Anyways, I'm going to get another coffee on to reheat, and I made a big pot earlier, and I'm just going to pour out a cup and reheat it in the microwave actually, as I'm using the stove now. And I'll show you what I've canned. I've only got 2 of these left here. I've sort of put away, be about 3 to 4 pounds of them, mandarins. I bought them cheap, they were on special, they were about 45 cents a pound, so I bought a real heap of them, and of course far too many for me to eat before they're going off. So of course a good opportunity just to can them up. And I love canned mandarins. You can actually buy them here in little tubs, and oh, there's something like you buy them in a small plastic pop-top container, and they're about I don't know, you buy 4 and it's a pound's weight, 4 of them, and it costs you about $3, so definitely much cheaper to can your own, of course. And of course, you know, they're not always available either, so you know, there's the availability aspect as well. And we all know what's going on with the food supply chain and that too, so I think it's good just to can and preserve up and pickle your different foods. And of course, a couple of days ago, I cold pickled pickled onions. So in about a week's time, these will be just perfect. And of course, if I had more onions and wanted to keep them a long time and for them to be shelf stable, I would actually hot pickle. But these were just cold pickled and then kept in the fridge because I love pickled onions, and once I open the jar, they're not going to last very long. Oh yeah, that's warming up. I hope that I can find my lid to put on that. Otherwise, I'll be waiting a long time for it to come up to temperature. Where do I put that blasted lid? Like I said, if I want it, I can't find it. But if I didn't want it, it would be here to be easily found. It's one of the way things happen around here. But anyways, you know, that is what it is, I guess you could say. We have all sorts of blur moments and mishaps and bloopers. Only thing is, in a live stream, you're going to see the bloopers as they happen, but in a normal cooking video or a normal video, I might just tack them at the end of the video in my B-roll section. Because everybody seems to love to see the bloopers, so you know, I might cut them out of the main video, but I'm going to just include them somewhere because everybody's wanting them. But anyways, I'm just getting my coffee on, and I'll sit down and see who's come on and who's left some messages and whatnot. There's probably a few people dropped out, you know, Lisa's live coming up, of course, so there'll be a few people going there, which I certainly understand, and I hope to get onto Lisa's live myself to watch. Yeah, I don't know where my lid's got to. I probably dropped it down somewhere and it's disappeared into the void. So I'm going to have to do a big search for that a bit later on, but I'll just get this pizza tray over the top here, I think. Just so hopefully things sort of boil up a bit quicker. Because once it's boiling, I want it to actually boil for about a good 10 or 15 minutes. So we're probably going to end this live stream before we're ready to bring it out, but that doesn't matter. It's just a good subject for a live, and just showing everybody that you can things when you don't sort of have all the ideal equipment. And how you can sort of just recycle equipment and reuse equipment and recycle jars and all that sort of thing. So, you know, the cost of setting up shouldn't stop anybody from doing their own canning, and just to have a go and have a try. And I didn't sort of announce this one a long time beforehand, so you know, it sort of probably explains why we haven't got a lot of people watching. But you know, that's okay. And of course, if any of the mods here would like to run some links, that would be much appreciated as well. I've sort of just got this thing here at the moment, and it's sort of not very good for running links, so not really that well set up. But, you know, that's what it is, I guess you could say. This thing's messing around too. Hopefully we've got things a bit better here. eBay, yeah, I'm waiting on some things from eBay. And yeah, I'll have to put a review in that Australia Post, their delivery partner is absolutely hopeless. You know, I'm happy with the seller of these items that I've got, but I'm not at all happy with the Australia Post. They're absolutely hopeless, to put it lightly. Oh wow, Robert, Bob Kaler, thank you so much. $25. Wow, that's awesome, and I really, really appreciate that so much. Thank you. So I'll just remind everybody, Lisa's live. Lisa of Yogi Hollow Farm, she's going live in 15 minutes. I won't be still running this live here. I want to go and see Lisa's live also. So of course, if anybody's here and is wanting to go over to Lisa's live, we're going to see if we can get the link for her live, and we'll share the link. So we'll just see if we can get a few people over to Lisa's live. So just dropping the link there for Lisa's live, and hopefully anybody who's here can go and show her channel some love. And yeah, she'll be in about 12 minutes time. Her live should be starting. Oh, that coffee's hot, but it is good. And this will probably take a lot of time just to get up to heat, and take longer getting up to heat than what it will take to actually can them. I'm guessing, yeah, we're only at about 100 degrees, or 120 degrees Fahrenheit here in this water at the moment, so we'll be waiting a bit more time yet before it comes up to a boil. And I want a good rolling boil, just to make sure it kills all the bugs and whatnot, and of course it sort of semi-cooks the fruit that I've got in the jars as well. And I will update everybody during the week how this has worked out and how this has gone, so it should be interesting for you all. So if everybody here could remember just to go across to Lisa's live, Lisa of Yogi Hollow, and her live starting in 10 minutes time, so that would be much appreciated if you could. Yeah, I don't know where that lid's got to. And of course you know how it is, if I wanted it, if I didn't want it, there it would be right in front of me. But yeah, I'm just waiting for this to come up to heat, and then I'll actually let it boil for a while, and then let it cool down and let everything cool down, and it should be good to try. And I think they need to boil 10 minutes. I'll just check this too. Yeah, we'll be waiting for a little while here yet by the look of things. So, who do we still have here watching? We're going to cut things off fairly soon, and I know everybody will be wanting to go across to Lisa's live stream of Yogi Hollow Farm, so I have dropped the link. So if everybody could go over and show Lisa's channel some love, that would be much appreciated as well. Oh, an alert come up, expect rain in Melbourne. Well, yeah, I think there's more rain coming just by the look of that, and I'm expecting it just looking outside, and It certainly looked like more is coming when we walked up to the creek earlier in the live stream at the start. Oh, it's still a bit sticky here with the sticky mess that I've got to clean up here yet. When I spilt the sugar syrup everywhere. I just hope this will come up to a boil before I actually have to leave here. It looks like it's just coming to a simmer. So of course will be a little bit of time yet before we're done, but I'll finish the live stream before that, and I'm going to go across to Lisa's live stream at Lisa of Yogi Hollow Farm. And it would certainly be lovely if we got a few people coming across to Lisa's from here as well. Give this a bit of a wipe because I leant here and it was sticky. So I still hadn't cleaned up all the sugar syrup when I spilt things everywhere. But hopefully I've got it all now. And yeah, just waiting for things to come up to temperature. Okay, so it looks like Lisa's about to go live, so we're going to cut things off here now. And we'll call it a day here, and I'm going to thank everybody who's come on and watched. This will be here a while yet, just heating up, so and then I want it to boil for about 10 or 15 minutes. So I'm going to thank everybody for coming on. Of course, a big thank you to Kayla's Aquatics and Exotics. Thank you, Bob, so much for the GoFundMe. I really appreciate that. Anyways, everybody take care. God bless. And until next time, bye.